Hello, I work for Google. I can help you, sir. I will cook all my food with my feet.
Deep talk with Nathan Hot Dog.
My stomach's acting up again. Very excited to see that. I've been having issues all day. My stomach's acting up again.
Hello, I work for Google. I can help you, sir. I will cook all my food with my feet.
investigations, as you can see. But within the last hour, Immigration and Customs Enforcement released a statement detailing this altercation. They say they were conducting a targeted vehicle stop to arrest Carlos Ivan Mendoza Hernandez, someone they say is an 18th Street gang member wanted for questioning of a murder. They say he used his car as a weapon to attempt to run the agent over, resulting in agent shooting in self-protection, saying, quote, the illegal alien was taken to a local hospital. The condition of the suspect is currently unknown, but we did speak to a bystander who shares what she heard early this morning. Now, deputies do tell us there's only one way in and out of Patterson right now, with both the on and off ramps of the I-5 closed. And right now, the sheriff's office is not sharing any statements, but they do say they will hold a presser at some point today near the scene in Patterson. And the other side of this, which is also closed, is Diablo Grande Parkway. If you see those hills, that is actually the community of Diablo Grande, which say they have to go through the entire way over here to get in and out like every other resident. And as of now, they do say all of this will be blocked off for the remainder of today.
Do you have another hit with K-Fix at all?
I think so.
Is it you or me or just me? They just throw the camera up somewhere.
Hold on.
Already facing systematic torture, starvation, sexual assault, and murder behind bars in the hands of the criminal Zionist regime. These prisoners have been isolated from the world, from their land, from their homes, from their families, and even from their legal counsel. And now they face the imminent threat of hanging through an ethno-supremacist law. Since October 7th, at least 100 prisoners from the West Bank and Gaza have been killed in Israeli prisons. This law is just an expansion on an existing policy. Prisoners in detention centers have been crushed into every Palestinian's existence. Military courts have a 99.7% conviction rate. An accusation is a guilty verdict. Every Palestinian knows someone or has themselves spent time in these tortured detention centers. My grandfather still tells horror stories about the severe torture and neglect in his month in detention. My own father still recounts the torments of interrogations, beatings, psychological torture, and the pain of lit cigarettes on the tender skin of his forearms when he was barely 14. The detention of children is systematic. Over 400 children are currently being held in Israeli detention centers. This is not limited to Palestine. Even Palestinians in the diaspora, like Tariq Mazrou and Nicole Cordial, who has been recently released, alhamdulillah, have faced unjust detention and brutal conditions for their existence and for their stance against the genocide of their own people. Every family has a heart-wrenching story of separation. This law is not just an attack on prisoners. It is another genocidal attack on Palestinian existence. The Zionist occupation has historically tried to use prisons to break Palestinian resistance and resolve. But instead, prisons became the opposite of what the Zionists hoped. The brains of the resistance thought from behind bars. Prisons were turned into collective universities, where deep bonds were built, ideas were nurtured until they became revolutionary. Prisons became the strongest sites of resistance, and prisoners became the leaders of the liberation struggle. The Zionist regime could not kill the Palestinian resolve through isolation of cold prison bars, or through the systematic torture, starvation, sexual assault, and murder. So now, they are launching a direct and incredibly dangerous attack on Palestinians through systematic and legal executions within prisons. It is shame! It is our duty to rise up from the belly of the beast and fight against this law that has not been matched since Nazi Germany and British colonial India. People from the West Bank have taken to the streets. The people of Gaza, who have paid the highest price, have taken to the streets. The least we can do right now prisoners, free them all! Free our 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 prisoners, free them all! New York City, you will see! New York City, you will see! All our prisoners will be free! All our prisoners will be free! New York City, you will see! New York City, you will see! All our prisoners will be free! All
Talk with Nathan Hot Dog.
Hello, I work for Google. I can help you, sir. I will cook all my food with my feet.
Freedom all and freedom now. Marwan, who do you make us proud? Freedom all and freedom now. Prisoners, you make us proud. Freedom all and freedom now. Prisoners, you make us proud. Freedom all and freedom now.
freeway after a shooting involving ICE agents.
Now, according to the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office, the suspect was taken to a local hospital. You see right here on this map, this is happening along Sperry Avenue. This is in the Patterson area. Take a look at this picture that we received from a viewer. You see law enforcement vehicles and some crime scene tape. That was from earlier this morning. Live Copter 3 now overhead. So let's show you a live picture. Exclusive images right now. The Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office says it is assisting, but you see a number of vehicles right there. Those are probably going to be mostly law enforcement, but for the most part, you don't see much traffic at all. And that's because those areas have been closed off as this investigation continues. Now, deputies have confirmed that no local law enforcement has been involved with this. They're also saying the on and off ramps on I-5 and Sperry Avenue are expected to be closed for the remainder of the day. Now, this may not be a heavily trafficked area, but you have to make room for that consideration. Of course, we'll bring you more information on the KCRA3 app and on the KCRA3 News at noon. We also have a crew heading there. Our very own Mike DeSalle is on his way to that scene.
And Brian Hickey is standing by now. He has details on how this is impacting traffic. And of course, Brian, we're just now hearing that this on and off ramp will be closed throughout the day.
And you can see there from that picture from Live Copter 3 that it's having zero impact on the freeway. Traffic is light through there, and we're not seeing any delays on I-5 coming in through Patterson and then all the way up into Tracy. No issues to report on the freeway. But if you had to access Sperry Avenue, that's where you run into some trouble there with the ramps closed, and you can see that all indicated by purple. So you'll need to exit at one of the, I would say, nearby ramps, but there are no nearby ramps that make it easy to get on over to around this location here if you needed to get on to Sperry Avenue. So just plan accordingly with those ramps expected to be closed throughout the day. But as far as the freeway goes, if you're traveling north or southbound through Patterson, no issues at this time, and don't expect that to, as the scene appears to be stable, I don't expect any changes to the status of the freeway. It's just going to be those ramps that are impacted. Back to you.
All right, Brian. Yeah, thanks so much for that update. And again, Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office released a statement earlier saying it is assisting with an officer-involved shooting that involves U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, of course, otherwise known as ICE. And again, this is a picture here that was sent in from a viewer. You just see some of those law enforcement cruisers there. And as we give you another live look from Live Copter 3 up overhead of that scene, our very own Mike DeSalle is just starting to get set up on the ground. So as soon as we get word that he is ready to go, he'll give us a ground level view of the scene as best as he can, because again, Brandy, this area is pretty much shut down, at least to local traffic for the moment.
Yeah, and we started to get details and news into the KCRA3 newsroom at about 8 a.m. And so it's not yet clear when this started, when this incident unfolded, but we did start to hear from our viewers telling us that they heard a number of what they believed to be gunshots. They were believing it was a police shootout, and so we instantly started to make phone calls and try to get some specific details and some information about what was going on. KCRA3's Mike DeSalle headed that way. He just arrived. Mike, what more can you tell us from the ground?
So literally just arrived here at Sperry Avenue, and this is the roadblock that the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department has set up. This is looking towards I-5, so you can see off in the distance, of course, the freeway speed of the traffic that cannot enter or exit off of Sperry Avenue. If you are familiar with this exit, you know this is an exit that has the Love's Travel Plaza as well as multiple gas stations, Jack in the Box, Starbucks here. So this is right between the freeway and this main intersection. The good news here is that getting down here traffic-wise, not a whole lot of disruption as people are taking the detour, and that's going rather smoothly. But again, you can see at this intersection on the ground where investigators have set up their vehicles as they are working there closer to the freeway. That's a much better vantage point from Live Copter 3 to be able to see exactly where the focus of this is. But as far as the impact to this area around Patterson and specifically on Sperry Avenue, you know, oddly, you would almost not know anything was going on if you were looking the opposite direction, as there's no big backups or anything like that at the moment. But very much so, that Sperry Avenue is shut down. Now, we're being told that more information going to be released at a different location than where we are from a public information officer from the Sheriff's Department. So we'll ultimately move to that location. But for now, that's your look from the ground here at Sperry Avenue, looking towards I-5, where this investigation is unfolding.
All right, Mike Tassell, thank you so much for that update and a look from the ground area. Let's give you another look from Live Copter 3 right now. And again, this is overhead. This is Sperry Avenue and the exits right around in Patterson, right around Diablo Grand Parkway. And again, you see multiple locations set up right now. We don't know exactly where everything unfolded, but you do see investigators at different points. You see some investigators right there at this particular roadblock with the police tape set up as well under this overpass. All we know so far is that the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office is assisting with what they call an officer-involved shooting that involved U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement. They say that there were no Sheriff's Office law enforcement officers involved in this incident. So again, they are just aiding in this investigation. The suspect, they say, was taken to a local hospital to receive some medical attention, but we don't know exactly any details regarding what happened or how this all unfolded. But again, the on and off ramps are on I-5 and Sperry Avenue. They remain closed, and they are going to be closed for the remainder of the day.
All right, let's head back over to Brian Hickey now with more details on the traffic in and around that area.
Yeah, just trying to figure out some of the detours into that area. Again, you can see from Live Copter 3 here, the ramps are closed. The freeway north and southbound not impacted. Mike Tassell also referring to that, as you can see the speed there cruising along, but it's that ramp that's closed. So if you need to get into Patterson from I-5, here's how we're going to do it. As you can see on the map here, the ramps are closed. Normally you'd be able to exit off and head over to the east into Patterson. The only closest ways that I can find and most convenient ways would be to take 140 across, make your way through Newman on State Route 33, or as you're coming across 132 over to Vernalis and then heading south on State Route 33, and that'll get you to the east side of Patterson. But for now, those ramps are closed, and according to law enforcement, they're going to be closed for the better part of the day for that ongoing investigation. But the upside of this is I-5 is not impacted for that major thoroughfare through that area. Back to you guys.
All right, Brian, thanks so much. Let's go back up live with this exclusive look from Live Copter 3. Again, we are kind of seeing what appears to be an extension of that scene. We have been showing you kind of the underpass, the unmarked vehicles under the underpass there. But then when we saw Mike Tassell's live shot, we could also see that there are some businesses that are in that area, maybe a block or so away, and also some residential areas not far from this, you know, where the intersection is here. And as I mentioned, you know, about 2 hours ago is when we started to get some information into the KCRA3 newsroom about the fact that people believed there had been a shooting here, and not long ago, maybe about 9:50 or so, we got some confirmed information from the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Office saying that they were assisting with this shooting involving ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They were saying no local law enforcement is involved. The suspect, the person involved with this, was taken to a hospital for medical attention, but they're also saying I-5 at Sperry Avenue will be closed for the remainder of the day.
And again, multi-agency investigation going on right now. We'll have the very latest coming up on KCRA3 News at noon, as well as online. Thank you so much for joining us for this live break-in.
Just when I thought you were out of the game, I saw you sit across the street. I'm like, oh, he's taking it easy today.
I'm just watching from the sidelines, bro.
I hear it.
I don't need all this fucking hassle bullshit, bro. Come on, you know me, brother.
Are they really busting the boys on this one?
Some motherfuckers. Yeah, they destroyed my account. Every fucking thing I put up there is a fucking violation. Everything.
It's crazy.
I got a violation on one. I got rid of it. They restored it, and they gave me a violation the next day on the same fucking video.
Yeah, I kind of had to fall back from Instagram too.
Just like, I gotta wait. I'm actually gonna take them to court. Well, I'm gonna sue them because they got a two-tier justice solution over there.
This is Jewish Warrior, guys. If you guys want to go check them out, what is it? What do you do now? I think it's F your vax.
Fuck your vax. PHUCKYOURVAX. Fuck your vax.
Check him out. He's a big personality in New York. Well known.
I stand for the truth. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, I stand for the truth. The truth is that if Israel was really a terrorist state, do you actually think that any of these countries around there would be still standing? Well, Israel's got 200 nukes. And they got one of the strongest armies in the world. The thing that you guys are pushing blood libels against the Jews, that's on you guys. That's happened from 40 years ago from when the schooling, when everybody got indoctrinated. Today you're hanging out with people who think that they're fucking boys are girls and the girls are boys, and the he-she's with the he-she's and the fucking transvestites and all these fucking people.
I'm on TikTok. I can't.
Oh,
I can't
sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
TikTok is.
I don't even last 2 weeks on TikTok. They fucking banned my ass.
No more intifada. That's for sure.
All right, fellas, be safe out there. Be safe.
They say TikTok is owned by the Jews, and I get suspended in 2 weeks.
Hey, I saw you over there. Who are you with?
I'm independent.
Dave is cool. Dave is cool.
Dave in New York on Instagram.
Awesome. Dave is an undercover Zionist.
I appreciate that. That's like I know that's a compliment.
He's an independent journalist. He's actually a cool guy. Hangs out with whatever. He talks to everybody, and he's all right.
Appreciate that, brother.
I'm on
Thank you.
TikTok too.
Hiya.
All right, I'm gonna catch up. So you guys got to hear from the other side. You guys got to hear from the anti-protesters. See, I keep it fair. Everybody gets a voice. Yeah, I don't have no water. Definitely could use some water. Everybody double tap the screen, hit the follow button. I'm David, New York. I'm your host. Highly, highly appreciate all you guys being here. If you're new, hit the follow. Cover everything in New York. We're 200 away from 30,000, guys. We're 200 people away from 30,000. If everybody in here right now hits that follow, we would immediately hit 30,000. Ren Band, thank you for those roses. Everybody double tap the screen and hit the follow. Double tap the screen, hit the follow. Thank you for the bread, ATIQ. Appreciate you. Thank you for the message, Pen, but I can't. On TikTok, and as a journalist, I can't repeat it, but thank you for the gifts. Everybody new, please hit the follow. Double tap the screen if you really, really want to get crazy. Drop a heart me. Again, guys, it's not necessary. You don't have to. But if you'd like, drop a heart. This is behind Trump Tower, guys. In front of this building is Trump Tower. Guys, I just got restricted. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna do one more on TikTok. If I get restricted again, I'm just gonna go to YouTube. Got restricted, so I'm
Yeah, we are pretty slow right now. It's getting a little bit warmer. I'm not as comfortable as it was. Hey, Sabrina, good morning, good morning. So, I think it'd be a good time for me to do some more laundry.
The hauliers, the tractors, bus drivers, they have contracts. Can't even keep those contracts now because, you know, they sign contracts. They basically sign contracts for a certain price when fuel was lower, a lot lower, and they're tied into those contracts now and at a reduced cost, and it just, they're not going to be able to put food on the table basically. And this is right across the country, so the anger in the air is palpable at the minute, and that's it. You know, this is the final showdown. Really, they're not going to move until they get a result. Right, I'm going to jump off, try and save a little bit of battery. If you want to follow us on our X page at IRT Media.
David New York and friends on YouTube.
Gentlemen, 2 sticks, travel size. Gentlemen's like an aqua woody-like smell.
One block. That is how far police say a thief got before crashing a high-end sports car in Hell's Kitchen. Police say it started with a group of thieves sneaking into a garage, trying to steal 4 vehicles. They got out with this blue McLaren, only to crash it on the sidewalk. News 4's Gus Rosendale live with more on what stopped these thieves in their tracks, Gus.
Well, Randa, the garage here, as you can see, offers an early bird special, but these thieves took that way too far. The garage attendant inside tried to stop them by lowering one of those doors, and that worked. Kind of. A McLaren sports car like this one runs between $200,000 and $400,000. But it was no match running into a good old New York City traffic light pole.
It sucks.
The car's owner talking, but asking we not show his face.
I couldn't believe it was my car at first, so I had to double check and check the license plate in the back, and then when I did see it was my car, you know, there's a million things going through my head.
Police say around 6 Easter morning, a group of 4 or 5 suspects walked in and tried to steal 4 high-end cars worth hundreds of thousands from this garage on 43rd near 11th Avenue. An attendant lowered the door on a Range Rover, but most of the cars, including a Mercedes and Volvo, got through, banged up, and then ditched right outside. Only the McLaren got as far as around the corner.
This garage was the cheapest on Spot Hero, probably for those reasons that you just mentioned.
This family with young car fans parking in the very same garage as they head to the nearby car show at the Javits Center. Is a McLaren hard to drive?
It's different than a different car because it's like a faster car, so it has different controls than like an SUV or something.
I'm very shocked.
Hassan's car among the mangled metal. He says the garage often keeps the keys in the cars for safety reasons.
I saw my car on the street and I was surprised, and I saw lots of police activities.
According to the latest available numbers from the NYPD that don't yet include this incident, grand larceny auto is down year to year 3.6% across the city. However, it is up slightly, 1%, in roughly the last month. Ahmed, working near the crash scene along 42nd Street, wonders why steal if you can't really drive.
And what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to go with it? You think the cop is not going to catch you?
Well, no one was hurt in all this, but the suspects did get away, and it appears they do have good taste when it comes to their personal car. Police say they left the area in a gray BMW. Live in Hell's Kitchen, I'm Gus Rosendale, News 4 New York.
Okay. One block. That is how far police say a thief got before crashing a high-end sports car in Hell's Kitchen. Police say it started with a group of thieves sneaking into a garage.
This should just be someone's punishment to sit here and do this till it's done.
Is there any wet wipes? Yeah.
There's like a bunch of...
There's still like this horrible smell.
Trash? You know this is all trash, right? Yeah, I think that's trash. Some people...
Big up the twins. Been holding stock since day one.
Yeah.
Lock in for the final days.
Yeah.
Clear minds, good sleep. Don't drink and eat good.
Yes, sir. Got you. Do you realize everything telling you? Don't drink.
You must look out.
Every time you said you guys
It felt so nice to smell fresh air yesterday.
I can imagine it.
I know, we're just not able to get handle it.
And that clip of Ben getting me? Clearly AI.
I just checked with y'all.
Jet was jealous.
It was surreal to see someone in the house.
For dinner tonight? Oh yeah, probably you want pizza again. Oh no, I have one, thank you.
Finally saw Marky's spit art, which was really good. And I wish I noticed the picture earlier when it was on the TV.
Done that?
That was one of hers?
Yeah, one of the pictures were, yeah. With me in the tiger outfit.
Jumpsuit.
Yeah.
That was her?
Orange headband
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
cool.
monkey's fit.
I saw that one story.
Is that monkey spin stuff real?
No. The big bullshit? The boyfriend thing. As far as I know.
So it's real as far as you know.
No, it's not real.
She liked it?
I didn't text her at all. It was like I can't remember.
They just mess with that all day. I'm saying like this, so much crap.
And the only thing the OnlyFans thing wasn't true either, so.
They said, yeah, they worked on it. They told me that you guys were going to follow us.
Always something.
Oh shit.
Oh, me being drunk. Was it hard? What had been harder with me, sober or drunk?
Wait, what?
During our raid on you, Bashir, was it easier for you if I was sober or drunk?
What time were you?
Drunk. I was drunk during that siege on you.
You mean when you tried to take my candy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm so glad that you said that because, dude, I thought, like, I almost did think that you were retarded. Because, you know what happened? Now that it's over, I can say.
What?
Where's the cameras there? I guess there was vans, but I'm so glad that you said you were retarded.
I'm running out of
That's how we're all the because he kept responding over and over again.
Yeah, I know.
But then he opened it anyway, and so you couldn't see. Sorry.
No, I don't.
Okay. But then
I'm just happy it wasn't like an actual prank call.
But then I was like, even though like time was so tight for you guys, right? I guess that's why, because you were drunk, you didn't really realize that. So I was like, oh, okay, pause. Let's watch it off. Let's take it easy. Here, open the sink. He's like, oh, okay, Bashir, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. No, they kept going like 10 minutes. I'm watching lady like wash it out. Sorry, I didn't see mine. Good bird. 5 minutes. I
think at one time he came in like, oh, Kansas Bashir.
That's crazy. I'm
like, what are you doing?
No, I wasn't that drunk.
I'm so glad that you were drunk. I was like, dude,
but it was a good.
Why is it so easy to mess with you right now?
It was intense, but really funny at the same time.
Stop talking to the talents and do your job.
Sorry.
He's still the star of the show, guys.
Sorry, I forgot what show I was on.
Forgot.
I'm not the star anymore.
Yes, you are.
I am the.
No, you are.
Pee-pee-poo-poo pickup guy.
No!
I'm downstairs.
The walls aren't terrible.
It's not like.
But this looks great.
Yeah, this was good.
Do you know how much clothes these are in the sink? It's like a...
Don't touch that sink.
Well, don't turn on the sink. Don't turn on the sink.
Yeah, there's a huge plumbing issue there. It might flood the basement or whatever.
I just didn't know.
I think they put.
Oh, just so no use it.
Yeah. Maybe. Does this suit me? What do I look like?
Maybe when she finished vacuuming.
Doesn't suit anyone.
Doesn't suit anybody.
It's nice to have like fresh clothes.
That's his point. Does it smell like cologne?
It smells exactly like it.
Dude, I put a shirt on. I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
exactly like that.
Dang,
Right?
he bathes in the cologne.
Filled with cologne. Is that a bruise right here?
On me?
Yeah, on your left eye, right there. Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you feel pain there? No. There's like a little discoloration.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Does anyone want to claim these drinks? I'm gonna throw them away.
Figure out what to do.
Actually, I'll just
Dude, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! From here to this, that's the largest bruise I've ever had.
That's a.
Except for I was in a car accident once.
Damn. We have suffered so many bruises and. I got one right here, but that's. I'm more worried about it getting
yeah, that's the thing with holding cuts on my hand. I tore hydrogen peroxide this and it folded up like a motherfucker. I just hope I'm going to be okay. Like disease-wise.
No, I'm outside for like 2 minutes with my production from no, they let slightly crash in place. What does happen then is going to waste money to give me a room.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
Wasting my money to.
I'm glad they immediately like figured that out, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, it's better inside something. Looks so much better.
It does.
Smells better.
Thank you for being so kind, Kimmy. The paranoia in this house is real, so sorry for.
It's smart to be paranoid.
Okay. Hey, Antara, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. We didn't really get to talk yesterday. It was kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What if a tarantula came in here and started running around real fast?
Those things can't sting you.
What
What if a tarantula the size of a small dog came in and started running around really fast?
I would kick it.
You could kick it.
It's a little tarantula face.
I feel like it's probably an endangered species or a new species.
An endangered species?
Or
It's one of its kind. I'd murder it.
There's some
hanging up on the wall.
There's New World and Old World tarantulas. New World tarantulas are in North America, no, I think South America, and then Old World tarantulas are from Asia and that part of the world.
And in Africa too?
Probably. And I think the New World tarantulas are more aggressive than the New World tarantulas.
That would make sense because they probably had worse like prey or whatever. Smaller animals are usually more aggressive than bigger animals.
Yeah, I want a Brazilian black tarantula, but they're like illegal in some places, but they're really chill.
You want to get a tarantula? I'll bet you so much tarantula.
I like to say
smaller dogs are more aggressive than big dogs, not animals.
Yeah.
I've heard, you know, like how some like species of tarantula that are extremely like poisonous, like they can tell you
Codependent narcissist. You abuse Bingo, then her enabling stupidity.
But
You
the reason
feel
why they're
better
so
about yourself. No wonder your life is shit. You don't deserve any better. Fucking disgusting. No accountability taking bitch. You are a trash human.
Guys, you probably missed it. I already took accountability. We already talked it out. I already said everything I had to say. I don't even know what else to say anymore.
There's places that have a very big immunity to it, and so they keep evolving. It's like an arms race, so once you get that immunity, so that venom is so potent that it can kill like almost anything.
There's also tarantulas that have to live in vertical enclosures, and there's tarantulas that live in horizontal enclosures.
Really? Why? What's the difference?
Some tarantulas like to build vertically.
Oh, I see.
And there's also jumping spiders. Those are
jumping spiders.
Yeah. I caught one in my kitchen and kept it for a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
The male ones are smaller than the big one, I've heard.
Yeah.
But one time I saved one from, I used to have a pet bird, and one it was outside and it gets killed or whatever. And there was one that was trapped inside. It was a hot day. The one was trapped inside.
TTS be like the twins that cuddle and do nothing. Then bitch and whine when Bongo makes content and Bingo faces adversity. Make your minds up, faggots.
This is really pretty. I want this exact thing just for decoration.
I know. Cash it. No, I'm just kidding. Cash it.
No.
No. But we're bored out of him when we said that. I was kidding.
I'll be right back.
Oh. Okay. Smash it, smash it. I'm glad that these stupid tears get to me more mother. Nothing to come with something new. The only one that almost got to me was the one where they said my ass was showed. That never happened.
Grr, mamas.
That didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Show what you got, mama. Show what you got.
Yeah.
Period.
They said my. It's impossible. It would be impossible. Don't tickle me.
I'm thinking what to have again. I'm becoming a very foodie.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like food. That's what I need to do. I need to get eating more food.
Yeah, because I'm working at night, right? So at the night time, if you are awake, then you will feel hungry. You will feel hungry.
That makes sense. I've heard that too.
Yeah. even you know, like in the weekends, I tried to.
Boxing match was going to be like a quote-unquote learnable lesson for me. It was not. I backed off for like a day or two and back at it. It was not a learnable lesson. Even with the flag squatter, I was still fucking with them. Yeah. I'm surprised. I never touched that before, but it doesn't too bad. No, the first time it was like, I asked what it was, and then I asked, can I get sat by it? Hurts like a bitch the first time when you get used to it after getting shot so many times. Yeah, you do. I'm glad you're here, buddy. We've been lonely without you. Do you have cologne, James? Yeah. Yeah, and I guess Lane left last night also. I mean, I want a cologne max now that I'm on speed. And then I accept that the deal to come back to hell to clean. What was that? I accept that the deal to come back to hell to clean.
Oh no, I blacked out. Come back.
He's here.
Are you staying where I'm staying here?
Well, for cleaning purposes.
Oh.
For,
What are you
no,
gonna do?
for here purposes. He's here, man.
I was thinking like you stay here the rest of the time. That's
Yeah.
cool. Like a freeloader. Can
Yeah.
you make a freeloader? You get there, like come in there.
Looks so much better.
Well, my bags aren't up here, so I don't. I didn't need the shit that I said. Right. We were like vlogging or whatever. I didn't mean it. No, I know. They said to go hard, so I tried my best. I went hard, but even while drunk, it was. Well, that's why. Yeah. It's way easier to do in front of the person that's step outside.
Yeah, no, I just was looking. Curious.
Is all done?
I think this is the back here.
Yeah, they have a pool, but it's covered.
Oh, but I'm not
in my bag. They grew up in this thing. We got drunker than Bongo, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we'll check out 100% case though.
Yeah, no issue.
Some guy like came up here. Bongo? Was there like some scary guy who came up here?
Landon, I was going to buy 1 million fish bucks so I could psychologically torture the twins for facilitating the demise of my comfort character. They lucked out. Glad to see you back, Tiger. JJ, 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 JJ Gay.
Interesting. Maybe it was a Sasquatch.
This is Jet and Min's voice. Hey boys. Sup, Tiger? Can we get a pulse check on Piss Boy in the Tiger's lair? AKA Douanier looks dead. Pulse check on the Piss Boy. Thanks, guys.
I went in and I found Dr. Surratt. That was the first time, just from a smell, I immediately started gagging.
You drink a lot yesterday. Oh, you started drinking, what, like 12 o'clock at noon? In the evening? Till like 2 a.m. or something.
I'm glad I don't drink, man. It's exhausting enough without drinking. Oh my gosh. Thanks. Appreciate it, bro.
What I have like, oh, it's clean the coffee. I have like brown spots on my lips. Why did you tell me that? I didn't notice. You've been having your head down too much. I'm so tired. Maybe they're sleepy. I'm sorry. Huh?
You don't remember that?
Yeah, but what's that? What? You hit me in the balls. You hit me in the balls.
You hit me in the balls because I tried to barge into your room.
Oh, I kind of remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
And I was
Did it
completely...
hurt? I'm sorry. I didn't know.
It hurt, but I was completely unfazed.
Yeah, he was unfazed. He just smiled. They're not answering. They're not answering. Let's see if we can find anything in the fridge to give them. Oh. Hi. Donnie says he wants Gatorade or fruit. Yeah, he's really sick. He's like hungover.
Okay.
Really hungover. Okay.
Are there any cups in the kitchen? Any cups? I'm gonna get water. I'm gonna go check and see if there's nothing there.
You seem to not like
Timmy?
I don't like it.
No, the CBS.
Oh.
They want us to pick her out. So far she seems to.
Nice. Just want to see something.
I mean, I know that it's the audience doesn't like her, but like, and with other freeloaders, the problem is like they came in your work, like they come in hot. They like they get very arrogant. They push us around, and like we're over here, so you get pissed off at that. But she didn't do that. You know?
No, she can chill.
It's so sad
sad when he cries like this. Well, I can't believe he's crying right now. What a gay guy.
And I get the whole point is you're supposed to just say uppies, 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 downies, downies, downies. By the song because like, dude, that's so. It's the only thing that is entertaining for the job. Yeah, that's true. Uppies.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Feels the whole time.
I sit at the table and like watch through the doors. Like it's like some outside time, like look outside, and then we go to confessional. And
Keep crying, there's baby. I'm JD, I'm gay. You love that, I'm gay. I love boys all day. I'm JD, I'm gay. You love that, I'm gay. I love boys all day. I don't care, I'm gay. I'm JD, I'm gay. You love that, I'm gay. I love boys all day. I don't care, I'm gay.
It's all a bunch of different colors. I love that. That's so cute. I wanted to wear some for the spring, but the colors just kind of fuck. I was traveling from Louisiana to over here. I drove back, and usually I will go shopping in between seasons. So for
Being together in space, we continue with several of the science activities that are focused on the crew health and life in space. So still a lot of things going on. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Rick so he can share some of the operational details.
Thank you, Lori. The administrator touched on a few of the operations that the crew's been up to recently, but I'll fill in a few of the other details of interest. Since we last met Sunday evening, the crew performed the first orbital trajectory correction maneuver, outbound trajectory correction maneuver number 3. It was 10.4 feet per second. The burn duration was 19 seconds, and we used our auxiliary thrusters on the service module. Obviously, yesterday was the big day with Flyby, and I'll save all those details for Kelsey, but we had some really poignant remarks from the crew, and I can assure you there wasn't a dry eye in Mission Control when the naming of the 2 craters was announced by Jeremy. As part of the lunar flyby, the crew made their pass closest to the moon, flying at 3,138 miles per hour relative to the surface of the moon. And now they're on their way making their march back home to Earth. We bid a temporary goodbye to the moon earlier today at 1:23 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the milestone where we exited the lunar sphere of influence and we're back under the control of Earth's gravity. As for today's operations, we had a couple of public affairs events. The crew is going to have, each of them will have a conference with their family members. We'll have some routine medical checks. And then in the evening, we're going to perform the first return trajectory correction maneuver. It will be 1.3 feet per second. It'll last about 15 seconds, and we're going to use the service module reaction control system thrusters to do that burn. We expect that burn to occur about 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Finally, I'll conclude my remarks with acknowledging that the USS John P. Murtha has left port and has started steaming out to the midway point for the recovery of Integrity and her crew later on Friday. That's all for today's operations update, so I'll hand it over to Kelsey.
Thanks. Spirits are very high. We did what we set out to do. The lunar science team and the crew prepared extensively, as we talked about a couple days ago, for flyby, and I hope you all saw that yesterday during execution. We confirmed, as Lori mentioned, that we can achieve science through orbital observations and through integrating science into flight operations. And as Rick just said, we left temporarily, and we're looking forward to integrating all these lessons learned in future missions. I can't conclude opening remarks without diving into science detail, so forgive me just a couple deep dives. Impact flashes, over a 30-minute observation period, and this was largely during that time of the eclipse, crew observed several impact flashes. We did have citizen scientists here on Earth also looking for flashes, and I know that the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter team is hard at work trying to identify evidence of those impact flashes that the crew observed. I did have a chance to have the post-flyby crew conference with the crew this morning, and we asked a lot of follow-ups on those impact flashes. Impact flashes are caused by micrometeorite impacts hitting the moon, and they really help tell us about the dynamic lunar environment, which is of course also important when we think about future missions. I don't know if I expected to have the crew see any on this mission, so you probably saw the surprise and shock on my face. And though I was not in the science evaluation room, I heard that there were audible screams of delight. So, a very excited science community. You've heard me talk a lot about the importance that human explorers bring to scientific exploration, especially around observations of color. And so I'm sure all of you, like I was eagerly awaiting if they saw any other colors other than black, white, and shades of gray. You heard that they did indeed. Right away, they started describing the green around Aristarchus Plateau and different brown hues. And these colors really help tell us nuances about the chemistry of lunar material, especially the greens around Aristarchus. That was exciting. That's something that we can all see from here on Earth. And so I encourage you all to go out and look at the moon tonight and look for Aristarchus and imagine those green hues that the crew members saw. You heard a lot of discussion, especially from our pilot, Victor Glover, about the Terminator, which really, to our mind, highlighted the benefits and also the challenges for future surface operations. The lighting conditions along the Terminator that the crew experienced yesterday do mimic, in many ways, the lighting conditions of the South Polar region. The low sun angles, the dramatic lighting causing, the extreme shadowing, and illumination also accentuating topography. This is really important for our agency's future moon base plans and understanding how crew member observations can contribute to future mission planning. And finally, the Artemis II crew, in a very poignant moment, offered proposed names for two unnamed craters in the moon's eastern hemisphere. Crater Integrity for their vehicle and Crater Carol for Commander Wiseman's late wife. I think we have a picture. Yeah, thank you. Upon return, the crew does plan to submit these to the International Astronomical Union as consideration for official names. There was, as Rick said, not a dry eye in the house. Really poignant moment, and that we were really glad to observe them describing. And with that, I think we can take questions.
Yep, we will open the floor and take questions, and my colleague Will over here will pass along the mic. We can start with you, Jackie. Thanks so much. Jackie Waddles with CNN. I don't think there was a dry eye on Earth when Carol Crater was named. I was just curious, was Reed aware that that was going to be something that the crew was going to do? I was just curious if there was any pre-planned discussions and they were just kind of looking for the crater, or kind of how that came about. And then really quickly, I also wanted to just check on a toilet status update. We heard this morning that I thought I heard some chatter around it being considered, a reentry issue now. Like, is the toilet out of commission until they get back, or where does that stand? Thanks.
I'll take the second part.
Okay. Yes, I know the crew put, a lot of, obviously, thought and pre-planning into what you heard yesterday. It is my understanding that he was aware prior to yesterday.
And the toilet remains operational. The challenge that we're working through is evacuating the wastewater tank. The vent is a lot less than we were expecting, and so we're having to fall back to some other alternate means other than the toilet. But what you overheard on the Space to Ground, or on the Orion to Earth channel this morning, was us deferring some maintenance on the toilet. Typically, when you have 4 crew members using it throughout the day, nominally, you have to do a maintenance activity once a day. And with a lower use rate, since we're not able to vent the wastewater products, we don't need to do the maintenance as often. And so that's what that exchange was about.
Thanks. Irene Klotz with Aviation Week. I'm over here. Jared, that's a pretty impressive and full portfolio of missions you outlined that NASA's involved in now. And without getting you in trouble with your boss, are you going to be able to defend an $18.8 billion budget, $5.6 billion for 27, or are you prepared to kind of work with Congress to see if the administration will support more? Thank you.
I will say we'd like to keep the focus on what we were speaking about today, and then move on to other questions like that at a later date and keep the focus on the mission. Thank you.
Mark Strassman, CBS. I feel as though I've talked to about 10 people off campus today, and they all wanted to ask me about those remarkable images. And so they asked me, so I'm going to ask you. Have you seen anything in those images that surprised you? And what about those images touched you?
Take that, Kelsey? Sure. Oh my gosh. When I woke up this morning, I've spent most of my morning just flipping through, the thousands of images that have started to come down. And there is something in every image that surprises me, right? I mean, you might think that after looking at hundreds of images taken of the lunar surface, I would get sick of it. I have not, nor do I anticipate getting sick of it. It's just their experience and the amount of time and the rate at which they were moving. Every vantage point is different. You heard them audibly describe yesterday, wow, I'm looking at the same feature as I was 10 minutes ago and it looks different, right? And the images reflect that. And so, when I see these images, I connect to each one in a different way, especially in light of what we heard from the crew yesterday. I think as a geologist by training, I love looking at the pictures of the lunar surface, but I think certainly, emotionally, a lot of us have connected with the images of Earth, with the images from during the eclipse, with the images from the vehicle cameras taking pictures of the moon during the eclipse period. And while they are inspirational and I think allow all of us to, really feel a little bit of what they were feeling, there's also a lot of science hidden, inside of those images. And I can tell you that right now, as we speak, there is a science evaluation room full of several dozen scientists who are already getting going on those images. Just as one example, there was a healthy scientific debate this morning about some of those images taken during the eclipse period and what we can see of the solar corona and what we can see of zodiacal light. So the conversations and the science lessons learned are just beginning.
Hi, TJ Mascaro with the Epoch Times. Thanks so much for taking the time. For Jared, as we saw with Artemis 2 going around the moon and having that very characteristic blackout of when they go around the moon. How much longer are missions to the moon going to have that as we develop a moon base? And where do, say, communication satellites in lunar orbit land on the priority list?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, people have asked quite a bit about, was elevated blood pressure when we were without comms with Orion on the far side of the moon. I mean, we have comm issues in LEO relatively, routinely. Certainly our operators train for it, our astronauts do as well. But in terms of the bigger picture, can we do better? For sure, right? I mean, we've talked about, prioritizing observation and comm relay satellites for lunar operations so we can bring the world along with us as we build out a moon base. And I think I was in a meeting not that long ago where we described it as if not the platinum age for commercial communication capabilities, certainly the golden age. We're very close. So we have a number of providers that are all investing heavily in these kind of capabilities that we can take advantage of in LEO, cislunar space, and I have no doubt in lunar orbit in the years ahead.
Hi, Kay for Interstellar Gateway. Thanks for doing these. This is really cool. Jared, question for you. Can you speak on the responsibility of what being the administrator during such a pivotal moment means? And secondly, I'm speaking on behalf of musicians around the world and bands. I have a band called Chasing Satellites, and will there be potentially an opportunity to submit music for a future Artemis mission for the wake-up calls? That was really cool to be a part of and to watch as a musician.
Certainly. So I think I've described before that I thought that certainly felt a lot more pressure, being on the outside and responsible for a human spaceflight mission than being in the vehicle itself, especially a mission such as Artemis II, which kicks off so many other exciting ones to follow as, we return to the moon and build that enduring presence to learn so that we can undertake even grander missions, as Dr. Glaze referenced, beyond the moon in the future. So I think it is a great responsibility, but you derive confidence from all the expertise that exists within NASA, the workforce, our commercial, our international partners that come together for a moment like this, all the testing that goes into it, and the fact that we have this playbook before and we're running it. Now, in terms of contributions for music and future wake-up music for subsequent missions, I hope we're running so many missions to and from the moon in the future that we're going to have to cast a very wide net for creative content. So.
For Administrator Eiselman, Tom Costello with NBC News. I'm just wondering, how are you feeling now? I realize we don't have the crew home yet, but you've had a very successful trip around the far side. How are you feeling about this setting the stage, testing out the vehicle for a lunar landing as soon as 2028?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd say for this mission, we're certainly off to a good start. I mean, clean launch, and the vehicle has been doing well. I've made commentary early on that I like that we're talking about, water access valves and cabin temperature and even plumbing issues, for that matter, for all the things that we could have been potentially talking about prior to the mission underway. But I'll breathe easier when we get through re-entry and everybody's under chutes and in the water. In terms of getting ready for the subsequent missions, it's kind of why I picked some of the words that I did at the beginning of this press event, is that a lot of people's rightful attention right now is on the crew of Artemis II, especially here at JSC and Mission Control, especially the recovery forces that are now making their way out to bring this crew back to their family. And for everybody else, we've got the other things to get done, including thinking about Artemis III. It's why I was very happy that the crawler is making its way out to 39B right now. We've got a timeline to get it back in the VAB, ideally in a week. That would cut down on the turnaround, I think, by 3 months compared to Artemis II. So we can undertake, again, world-changing missions like Artemis II right now and get ready for the next ones at the same time.
Hi, Josh Dinner, Space.com. Has this mission revealed anything about life aboard Orion, crew workload, flights in deep space, or maybe something unexpected that will shape how NASA and Artemis crews approach preparing for future missions?
You want to take that slide out?
systems?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. You know, we've learned a tremendous amount as part of a lot of the flight test subjective activities we've been doing. You know, I think we have a couple of problems that we still need to work out, but Orion has shown itself to be a very capable capsule for beyond Earth orbit space travel. And I think the things like, as the administrator talked about, the things that we're going to have to improve upon for Artemis 3 are relatively small and incremental in nature, as opposed to wholesale redesigns of spacecraft subsystems. So overall, I'm extremely pleased with the performance of the spacecraft and how it's served as a campsite for our 4 crew members.
We'll go from Marcia to Eric and then do a couple on the phone bridge.
I'm Marcia Dunn, Associated Press for Dr. Young. It's hard for me to know how quickly these pictures are coming down. How many would you estimate that have come down so far of the moon? And these luminous flashes on the surface, was that an actual meteor shower, do you think, or is it just your usual business of falling debris?
Yeah, so the team, the FOD team, is working really hard to bring down the images as fast as they can. Of course, we also have other vehicle data that needs to come down as well, but the team is working really hard to try to get those images down and of course, get them out to you guys as well. We, as of the time I left console roughly an hour ago, there was just over 50 gigabytes of data from yesterday that had come down. Of course, that's not, every image does not exactly have the moon in it, but it is taken from within the lunar observation period. So we're working really hard to get those down, as well as the audio files that the crew were taking. That's a really rich scientific data set because it captures the nuance of what the crew were seeing. You know, we heard a few of those per hour in those science situational reports you were hearing yesterday, but there are multiple hours of recordings of, you know, meaty science observations, about 2/3 of which we've been able to get down so far, and our team has already been looking at that, you know, those couple hours of transcripts and audio files. As for the impact flashes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we think they saw at least 4 and possibly up to 6 impact flashes. Again, I talked to them about that just this morning in the crew conference with them. I think, you know, we you know, it's very early to tell, right? This happened less than 24 hours ago. Our teams are looking at it now, and spacecraft like the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter will be really helpful to try to help us narrow in on that. But the lunar environment is a dynamic place, and we have a lot to learn about it. You know, LRO has returned a lot of information about the lunar environment, but observations like this are a critical part of our understanding, which will pay dividends for future surface exploration.
Eric.
Eric Berger, Ars Technica. There's a question maybe for Jared. So why haven't we been back to the moon in 53 minutes? I'm just kidding. So you brought up the Artemis 3 mission design. Can you bring up sort of, or talk about the 2 or 3 hardest problems that you're tackling? Sort of, you talked about the mission design meeting today, but sort of the 2 or 3 hardest problems you're tackling right now to make sure that launches next year.
Yeah. So I don't want to get too far out in front of a mission that's underway right now. I would just say that there are a lot of things based on the information we have available today, from feedback from our vendors, that we know are achievable. And I think one of the questions probably will just be what the initial orbit will be for Artemis 3. Is it going to be LEO or HEO? And I think that we're all going to have some sense of which one, and there's pros and cons for each of them for sure. We're all going to be able to have some sense about which path we'll likely go down based on launch cadence of our 2 HLS providers, both of which have launches coming up, I would say, in the next month or less right now. So a big key to our strategy, not just to return to the moon, but to stay and to build a base, is going to be rapid reusability of heavy lift launch vehicles. So the more they get experience doing that, the more options that are available for us for Artemis 3. But I'd say right now, we certainly have a good plan for that mission. Will help us buy down a lot of risk in advance of a landing for Artemis 4 in 28.
Jeff Faust with Space News.
Hi, Jeff Faust with Space News. Question for Dr. Young. Now that you are going to get all of these images and verbal descriptions and annotations, what's the plan for the science team in the days and weeks ahead to go through all of that data and see how they address the 10 science objectives that you laid out for this mission? Thank you.
Oh my goodness, what a good question. We have a lot of data to get through. Like I said, it has already started. We had teams working overnight, after the crew went to sleep, as soon as we started getting data down. I will reiterate that we will be getting all mission data relevant to lunar science archived and made publicly available within 6 months post-splashdown. So these are all of the images of the moon, these audio files, and even the annotations. But in the meantime, over those next 6 months, we're also going to be preparing 2 reports that we also owe to be publicly released within 6 months post-mission. One is a science operations report that describes, how our team was structured to integrate with flight operations to accomplish our objectives. But relevant to your question, the second one is a post-mission preliminary lunar science report. And so we are going to be going objective by objective with those 10 lunar science objectives you referenced, looking across this entire, really rich, robust, but very large data set, and really trying to understand what data we got relevant to each objective, but set up the community for success so that they can access those data and help us answer these fundamental driving science questions. The lunar science team for this mission, it was our charter to develop the objectives and to maximize the science value out of this mission. We'll be doing an initial assessment over 6 months, and then we're really eager to see what the community is able to do with these data.
We'll move to Ken Chang with the New York Times.
Thank you. So I have some questions about the optical communications. How was the performance like? How many gigabytes was sent? What was the data rate? How does that compare with what was expected? And how does it compare with the usual way of sending data back? And it seems like it's been almost operational already and not just a test. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the question was relative to some of the data rates for the optical communication system. I'll just give you a stat from overnight that we heard from Consul. We got 20 gigabytes down in a little more than 45 minutes. That's orders of magnitude more than we get via our S-band telemetry system. So optical comm has been working really well, and hopefully we can take what we learned on Artemis II and expand its operational capability and its implementation for future missions.
And now we will move to Lauren Grush with Bloomberg.
Out to me yesterday was just the vivid descriptions that the crew used for what they were seeing and how they remained in kind of constant contact and talkative throughout the flyby. I'm wondering if it's possible to say how that might have compared to the Apollo crew observations and how that robustness impacted the science and the data that was collected.
Absolutely. I mean, probably a lot of people watching have spent a lot of time looking back at Apollo and maybe watching Apollo in real time online and reliving what the Apollo crews, not just on the surface, but in orbit experienced. You have, I'm sure, heard the Apollo descriptions of the lunar surface from orbit, and they were also really impactful. They trained heavily in geology and orbital observations, just like the Artemis II crew did. I will say, listening to the level of scientific discourse that the crew was having yesterday was incredibly inspiring. I mean, a testament to how much they prepared before this mission. I heard a couple times Christina and Victor especially saying, when we took the time to actually talk to each other about a specific target that we were both seeing, we elevated each other. We elevated what we were able to pull out of that target. More brains on a scientific target are better than one, and we heard from them directly multiple times that they were helping each other to advance their scientific understanding of what they were looking at. We actually also heard them say, hey, we have a hypothesis. Can you guys provide guidance on that hypothesis, like right now in the middle of our flyby? So the science team was saying, was cross-checking what they were seeing, was reading up geologic ages of major lunar impact features, and it was informing the observations they were making during the flyby. I mean, this is absolutely everything we hoped for by integrating science into flight operations, because again, science enables exploration and exploration enables science. And the fact that, they're giving observations and, I was able to immediately follow up on those observations with just the quick questions that can enhance science return, it meant that they were evaluating and buying down multiple working hypotheses in real time during their flyby. And just imagining the future when we have crew on the surface for short duration missions and ultimately the moon base, the amount of science we are able to gain when, science is woven into this operational fabric is incredibly impactful. And we saw that, for 7 straight hours yesterday.
Now we'll move to Micah Maidenberg with the Wall Street Journal.
Hey, good afternoon. For Rick, what is the approximate time on Friday when the crew module separates from the service module, if you have that on hand? The administrator mentioned splashdown is expected for around 8:07 Eastern. And then any color on kind of reentry prep work ahead for the crew and mission control between now and Friday. Thanks.
Sure, I'll start with some of the times. The crew module and service module separation is going to occur about 20 minutes before entry interface. So that separation will be at 7:33 p.m. Eastern time. We expect entry interface about 7:53 p.m. Eastern time with a splashdown around 8:06 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. As for the preparations that the ground and the astronauts are doing today to prepare for entry, or today and future days, a lot of it is all of the science equipment and cameras and tablets and reference material that got unstowed in support of the flyby. Well, we have to put that all away. We have to pack up our suitcases and get ready to come home. And that takes time, and so we are laying out a plan to make sure that the crew gets everything packed away in time to get their suits on and get in their seats to perform that final trajectory correction maneuver on splashdown day and come home.
We'll move back in the room to Joey and then on to Will.
Thanks. Joey Roulette with Reuters. I just had another quick toilet question. Do you have any idea as to why the venting is not happening as fast as you hope it is, and what other hardware on the spacecraft might that implicate, or what other problems might that cause?
Yeah, so the engineering team is going to go through a full fault tree to identify all of the potential causes of the blockage. Initially, you may have recalled that we thought it might be icing up at the nozzle at the outer mold line of the spacecraft. We have pretty high confidence that it's not an icing condition. We've put the spacecraft in a sun-focused attitude to bake off any ice. We've activated heaters along the lines internal to the spacecraft, and we still see a blockage. And so the latest theory is related to some of the chemistry that goes into ensuring that the wastewater doesn't develop any biofilms. And there may be something going on with a chemical reaction where there's some debris that's generated as part of that reaction, and it's getting clogged in a filter. But again, we don't have root cause, and once we get the spacecraft back into the processing facility in Florida, we'll be able to get access to all the components and do a real detailed fault tree to identify the root cause.
Hi, Will Robinson-Smith with Spaceflight Now. Thank you all for taking the time. Going back to Dr. Young's point about the intersection of science and exploration, to both Dr. Young and to Dr. Glaze, given the number of believed to be impact flashes that the crew observed during just a relatively brief amount of time, I wonder how these observations and the ones made previously by LRO will factor into creating the conditions for a moon base that can allow the astronauts to stay safe, given the probability that they may experience a micrometeoroid impact at that site. Thank you.
Want to say anything? Well, I do think that the data that we're collecting with these observations, and as you noted, the LRO data that we're continuously collecting, we have been for quite a while, all of that is being fed into our plans and making sure that we understand what all of the variety of risks are. There's many that we're looking at, and of course micrometeorites being one, as we start to establish infrastructure on the surface and understanding those rates. These kind of data really help inform us as far as what we can anticipate. And of course, the different parts of the moon, down at the South Pole, maybe a little slightly different rates than we would see higher up at higher latitudes. So we need to compile all of those data and understand where, what those impacts might be.
Hi, I'm Nick Notori with ABC 13. A question about the scientific stuff that you found yesterday. I know the question was asked about what was inspirational. I talked to Joel Kearns yesterday, and he had told me, I'm just looking at his quote, as a scientist, I can tell you what's most inspirational is when you're pouring through something you're working on and you realize you're seeing something that nobody else has ever seen before. I know you talked about the impact flashes, but is there anything else that no one else has seen before that you guys have already saw? And then also explain to us on Earth that maybe this is high level over our heads, how what was photographed or taken yesterday could maybe give us some answers on our planet of Earth.
Thank you. Yeah, lovely questions. I might just give a specific example of something I heard from the crew yesterday. My background's in geology and specifically impact cratering, so every time they describe those beautiful basins, I get really excited. They did describe Ohm crater a couple of different times, and they noticed a variety of different color and albedo hues associated not just with Ohm, but with the rays that extend out from the crater. This could indicate, impact events are really compelling for a lot of reasons. Obviously, I'm quite biased, having written my PhD on them. But they can excavate material from great depths below the surface, which means they're kind of like a geologist cheat code, right? Where you can't get all the way down there by yourself, but when an impact has brought up that material for you, it can actually perform that excavation, and we just need to send the crew to the right spots on the surface, and they can actually look at depths far below the surface. And I bring that up here to say that what the crew observed around Ohm yesterday was they actually noticed color and albedo hues coming out in those rays, and they noticed that they were distinct and different and evolved along the ray systems, which could potentially lead us to believe that that crater excavated from distinct depths below the surface of the moon. So it's those kinds of nuanced observations that can ultimately inform future landed missions, future crewed missions, to understand where can we go to maximize the scientific value. These ultimately get at chronology of the solar system, at how the inner solar system has evolved over time, which connects to, the moon being the witness plate for our planet and for the inner solar system. You heard Lori and I the other day get very excited about talking about, pesky plate tectonics and oceans and vegetation that gets in the way of us looking at the early part of our planet's past, and the fact that that part of the record of our Earth-Moon system is still available on Earth. Well, where it's available is the highlands, the far side highlands, and the South Pole. Specifically, the South Pole has the South Pole Aitken Basin, which is my personal favorite lunar and planetary science objective. It's the oldest basin in the solar system. If we can get the right age constraints on that basin, it can help us anchor the chronology for the entire solar system. And so crew observing things like they did with Ohm, where they can say, with my eyes, I can see this distinction, which can ultimately tell us that future observations of high priority landing sites could tell us something similar. This is how we start to really bite away at these really, really fundamental science questions that impact not just our understanding of the moon, but how our own planet has evolved over time.
Mark Kirkman with NSF. This is for Rick. While we have you here, I'd like to drill down a little bit on entry day a little more. Sounds like weather in the primary recovery zone is looking favorable, but can you walk through, as we approach EI and pass EI, what redez capability you have, what kind of cross range and downrange capability you have, when you committed to that landing zone, and also with this thermally benign entry you're going to fly, do you still expect to exceed Apollo 10's speed record? I know you don't care about that stuff, but we do.
That's all right. You can still keep asking the questions, and we'll go follow up, and we'll find the answers. I do not have the answer offhand about the Apollo 10 speed record, so we'll have to get that back to you tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to provide a lot of detail about the sequence of events for entry, as I'm the entry flight director for Friday evening splashdown. But with respect to your particular question about entry interface, we can select a new landing site as late as entry interface. We would prefer to not do that, We like to give ourselves a little bit of margin, but we can adjust the latitude and longitude of the site, and the spacecraft will fly to those coordinates so long as we get that command up before entry interface. So we're going to make a decision far in advance of entry interface to know where the splashdown site will be, because our top priority is to ensure that when Integrity and her crew of 4 splash down, that we have the recovery forces right nearby to help get them out and get them back to the recovery ship. So we have about a 475, I apologize, 475 nautical mile range. I can't do that conversion. But 475 miles of ocean within which we can select the most acceptable weather. And as you said, weather near San Diego looks favorable, so I'm optimistic that we'll be able to land close to the shore.
Tom Clark with Sky News in the UK. First of all, congratulations on the flyby and those breathtaking images, and thanks for doing this too. There's been a lot of focus on the toilet, but I'm looking to get a kind of overall perspective on how happy you've been with Orion and the European Service Module. What are you definitely going to have to fix before you fly it again, and how confident are you looking ahead to re-entry?
I'm not sure I heard the end of the question. You talked about how the Orion is performing, and it's performing spectacularly. I have to tell you, our Orion team is so pleased with really everything, the way that it's performing, the engines, the manual control that you've heard us talk about several times, that the crew have just gone over and over about how well that's performing, how nicely the Orion crew module is handling. The service module, again, providing everything that we need. Yeah, we've had a couple of challenges, but overall, I mean, I think they're pretty minor in the whole grand scheme of things. The hardware itself performing extremely well. We're really looking forward to turning this around and flying again in a year, and then again a year after that. I think this hardware is really spectacular, and we're really looking forward to doing this more often. We're going to get the toilet figured out. The toilet is actually functioning perfectly. It's the drain, the ability to vent the wastewater. And as Rick said earlier, as soon as we get this down on the ground, we'll be able to get inside, and we will get to the root of that.
Hi, Lisa Grossman from Science News. This is especially for Kelsey, but actually for all of you. The astronauts yesterday used a lot of really fun analogies and descriptors for the features on the moon they were seeing. Did any stand out for you as favorites?
Oh, of like the analogies they used to describe lunar features? Yes, I liked the handprint, and that actually, we had a team working overnight to figure out exactly what they meant. They found it this morning. They were very excited to figure out exactly what they were talking about. I think, we train them, to be totally blunt, we train them to describe it like they see it. Tell us what speaks to you and how you can communicate it back to us. And so I think Christina delivered on that ask when she described a feature as looking like a wound. We do agree. I'm not sure it was my favorite lunar descriptor I heard yesterday, but it was evocative, and she was right. It did indeed look like a wound. And I was also really resonating with the way that several of the crew members were trying to, in the spirit of wanting to have a scientific dialogue, right? They had science questions they were trying to answer, and they were asking us some pretty sophisticated questions real time. And so to bring us with them on what they were seeing, the way that they were cluing us in to how they were moving across the moon by saying, take this feature, draw a line from that to this, and then continue going, and this is the feature we're looking at. Help us use that as a waypoint. It was an incredibly impactful way to have our team be ready to very quickly provide them with answers to the science questions, which is, again, important, not just because, of course, we want to support our crew at the moon, but when we can respond quickly and understand what they're looking at, it maximizes science, because we can immediately ask the follow-up question and have them burrow in even deeper on those multiple working hypotheses. So the descriptions are not just great to clue us into what they're seeing, but it really helps us in real time maximize the science we're getting out of, in this case, a 7-hour flyby.
I'd like to just comment real quickly on one of my favorite it wasn't actually a lunar observation, but it was during the eclipse, and they were looking at the planets that could be seen. You could see Mercury, Mars, and Saturn.
And Venus, yeah.
And Venus on the other side, yeah. But they're looking at the planets, and I can't remember who said it, said one of them looks kind of red, and Kelsey's observation was, that's Mars, you're looking at your future. And I thought that was spectacular.
We only have time for a couple more questions, so I'll pass it over to you, Jonathan, and then we'll do one more.
Thank you. Jonathan Seri with Fox News. I would love to know about the logistics that went into the ship-to-ship call. If you could explain in layman's terms, how did it work out? And perhaps more importantly, what was the symbolic impact of that call?
So the logistics, we have done a number of public affairs events on integrity throughout the mission. We do them multiple times a week on the space station, and everything goes through Houston. So the data comes through the Deep Space Network, through the Jet Propulsion Laboratory over to Houston. We have audio and video technicians here in Mission Control who can reconfigure the routes for the data and send it to the appropriate destination. We do public affairs events down from the ISS through the tracking and data relay satellite system, and so that's something we do all the time. It's just a matter of connecting the two wires, and so logistics were really quite easy despite the distances.
Yeah, maybe I could add too, I was in the flight control room this morning for that call, and something I observed that I didn't anticipate, of course we're expecting the crew joy at talking and connecting to each other, but looking around the room at the other flight controllers, and actually the viewing gallery was open for other FOD employees to observe. This is a team sport, so many people, thousands of people work to enable this, and seeing the joy on everybody's faces as these two missions flying at the same time had this moment of connection is going to stay with me as a moment of inspiration from this mission.
Yeah, and I would just add, in terms of being symbolic, it is certainly a step in the right direction. It began with a single person in a Mercury spacecraft, and we progressed to 2 spacecraft at one time. Now we've got an international space station while a spacecraft is coming back from the moon. This is progress. We talk a lot about, what is an interesting KPI, the number of people living and working in space. We want to see that number grow. So hopefully in the not too distant future, we've got communication going on between our moon base, their colleagues that are orbiting above them in a lander, relaying back maybe to other colleagues on an international or future commercial space station. These are all steps in the right direction for the exciting future that many of us were probably imagined as children and we're trying to bring into reality.
We're going to do last question.
Hi, Dr. Allison McGraw, Mysterious Meteorites from here in Houston, Texas, for Lunar Science Lead Kelsey Young. Are there going to be any science data available of perhaps the color data for the impact flashes or trajectory directions they came from?
I asked the crew about that this morning. Any color? How long did they last? Where were they? And Reed and Jeremy, as I was talking to them, had their crew tablets out and they were making annotations and sketches on what they saw. They did just report this morning in our conversation that they didn't observe any color to them and that they were very, very brief, but they did provide sketches on where about they saw them. And so again, like I said, we're going to use the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter to try to, track to those features and try to identify what they saw. Trajectory is going to be hard, but Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter data can help us pull that out. What we really wanted to do before the crew, splashed down and got distracted with all of the things they're going to be doing here was capture that nuance before it got overcome by a lot of other mission events. So we were able to capture a lot more detail this morning in my conversation with them, and the LRO team is off to the races.
Great. With that, thank you for joining us today for our mission status briefing. We will have another briefing tomorrow. Until then, you can continue to follow along with the mission 24/7 on NASA's YouTube channel, and we will leave you with these beautiful images captured by Integrity.